All right, that does it for us. That's Nightly News for this Monday. I'm Tom Llamas. Thanks so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night.
KUAM TV8, home of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Coverage begins February 6, 2026. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
KUAM News Primetime. Police are investigating the fatal stabbing of a 15-year-old boy in Yigo Monday night. Coming up, the latest details and reactions from village leaders on the rising violence. Plus, concerns from the House version of the defense budget. A local research institute gives a different perspective, calling attention to plans for nuclear reactors and missed priorities on housing.
A new bill could give the governor sweeping powers during emergencies, but critics warn it creates an environment of dangerous overreach. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with the details coming up.
Hafidang, good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Thanks for ending your day with us. Topping our newscast tonight, a death investigation is underway after a 15-year-old boy was fatally stabbed along Chalanpulan in Yigo Monday night. The tragic incident renewing village leaders' calls for stronger police presence, more particularly in more, quote, rural and hard-to-reach areas. Here's what we know so far as Yigo's vice mayor weighs in on the incident. Heavy police presence flooded Chalanpulan and Yigo Tuesday morning as authorities launched a death investigation into the fatal stabbing of a 15-year-old boy the night before. The Guam Police Department confirms that around 10:21 p.m. Monday, officers responded to the incident. Family members already rushing the victim to get help when Guam fire crews intercepted them along Route 9. The teen was transported to the Guam Regional Medical City, where he was pronounced dead at 11:09 p.m. A source close to the case tells KUAM the minor was allegedly stabbed multiple times by an intoxicated individual believed to be a neighbor. Yigo Vice Mayor Pedro Blas expressing his condolences to the family.
To the family, again, we're just very sorry and our deepest condolences for the loss of the child. And yeah, if we could help in any way, no questions asked. I'll put it upon myself to make sure that we can assist the family if they need.
Blas also weighing in on the violence, saying the incident highlights the urgent need for stronger police presence in Yigo.
How many more violent acts do we need for our community to say, hey, enough is enough. We need more police presence up in our village, right?
He noted that discussions are already underway about building a police precinct in the village, but said residents need support now.
There were talks of Senator Gumatata pushing for the police precinct to be built in Yigo, and I know that won't happen overnight. But there again is another encouragement for them to be more present in our village, and we have offered. We have a space in the Yigo Mayor's office that would have been a Koban for the police department, but they went a step ahead and said, okay, we're going to make a full-on precinct because we need more police presence up here. And although that is a great idea, it prolongs the police presence in our village. We do see some police officers, but how often do we see them in the rural areas, in the secondary roads and whatnot? We can see them patrolling Route 1, but are they fully patrolling our village? And that's what leads to our residents not feeling safe.
Blas urging residents to take part in keeping the community safe.
It can happen anywhere. It can happen all over this island, and that's just that's the world we're living in now. So for those who don't feel safe, I think that should just be our call to GPD to help enforce their power over our island, to help protect us, and so that way. If we see more police presence, we will feel a bit safer, and ultimately, it's just we highly encourage our community, to be better, to think better, and to try to refrain from violent acts such as that. And yeah, I think that's just the main thing there. Is one of the things that we see in Yigo, right, is these high crime rates. Whether it be theft or whether it be violence and stuff like that. I think that's all. It all correlates with the lack of police presence up there.
The vice mayor also leaving this message of action
to those in power, right, the powers that be, that this is an event that happens more often than not, and the longer that we let people get away with things like this, the more we'll see it in our community, and then it reaches down to our youth, right, those who have lots of years ahead of them.
Meanwhile, the Guam Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division has been activated as the case remains open. Anyone with information is asked to contact Guam Police or leave an anonymous tip at www.guam.crimestoppersweb.com. Well, from talks to future nuclear reactors on Guam to the lack of funding for new military housing projects, a local think tank is highlighting some serious concerns with the fiscal 2026 National Defense Authorization Act. Mitsuki Hirayama reports.
This year's National Defense Authorization Act that passed the House last week comes with, quote, $0 for new housing projects in Guam, while including talks of nuclear reactors, among other DoD priorities. It's a much different perspective by the Pacific Center for Island Security compared to the congressman's statements on Monday, which PCIS notes did not make clear that the House NDAA is looking at, quote, small modular reactors in Guam. The Research Institute says the seriousness of the discussion are underscored as the NDAA includes a provision from Delegate James Moylan that the Secretary of Defense must notify the Governor of Guam 180 days before placing a nuclear reactor in Guam. While its placement is not imminent as there are no U.S.-made SMRs that are operational, PCIS Chairman Robert Underwood says the community should expect to hear more from the military about the benefits of energy upgrades and the need for community support. Underwood says, quote, the housing situation in Guam is clear. At this point, what is required is to fund the housing related to its posture in Guam. But they have not done this, and this year there are $0 in new funding for housing. The lack of funding for military housing, when looked at from what appears to be future plans for nuclear reactors in Guam, says it all about the way military planners regard our community. Meantime, the delegate claimed on Monday that the defense spending bill allocated, quote, $1.17 billion for family housing to be executed in FY26, including $105 million for 250 new housing units. KUAM reached out to the congressman's office for clarification as we could not find the billion-dollar family housing provision for Guam. Meantime, PCIS clarified that the 250 units are from prior authorizations for ongoing building of housing at Andersen Air Force Base, which they say will be short of requirements, plus a, quote, modest Navy proposal to renovate 176 units appears to not have been included. Meanwhile, Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority Deputy Director Fernando Esteves weighs in on the housing crisis, both behind and beyond the fence.
There are some housing provisions, but you got to understand at least the data shows, I won't speak on their behalf, but it's pretty obvious they're in a housing deficit as well.
Esteves highlighted the importance of the agency's public comments for the missile defense, which underscored the adverse impacts on Guam's strained housing market.
Those comments weren't just comments. It triggered a change in the final EIS to change the housing situation as a significant long-term and adverse impact to the island. This triggers certain federal requirements on their part, and one of which should be they should be starting up the call that kind of equalization to work with us on different alternatives and mitigations. And so that definitely opens up that door. Otherwise, if it remained less than significant, they wouldn't have to do anything.
The House NDAA also provides that the Defense Secretary can provide living quarter allowances for all DoD civilian employees permanently assigned to Guam. That means they would receive overseas housing allowance, which significantly drives up Guam's housing market.
That's still a big issue that, we believe based on our data and analysis does need to be reviewed and addressed.
Still, Esteves emphasizes the island's housing crisis is not entirely due to the military buildup.
Because at the end of the day, regardless of whether the buildup was happening or not, we still have to build more housing for our people, right? We have to contend with today's environment, whether the military is here or is not, right? With inflation, which was still happening regardless.
He says Guam's zoning laws and housing policies are, quote, very outdated, and there needs to be solutions at the local level to make housing more affordable, especially for what he calls the missing middle.
That's definitely of particular concern because, based on the 2020 census, that represents the largest demographic to move off island. And so it's the middle classes, at least based on that census data, the middle class is dying.
Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Guam lawmakers weighed a new measure that could reshape how the island responds to crises and how much authority the governor holds in those moments. Nevaeh Anderson has this next report.
On Friday, the Guam Congress building became a crossroads of competing priorities: speed, legality, and trust. Lawmakers and local leaders gathered to debate Bill 1S, the Governor's Emergency Powers Act, which would allow the governor to mobilize personnel, waive licensing rules, and act across critical systems like power, water, and healthcare during emergencies. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero says the bill is necessary to respond quickly to crises. But critics warn it could give the governor sweeping powers with few checks, as well as put the island's only public hospital in the middle of the debate. Bill 1S would broaden the governor's authority during declared emergencies, extending it to natural disasters, critical personnel shortages, structural deterioration in public buildings, and other threats to public safety. The governor says these powers are essential to protect the health and safety of the community and ensure, quote, the proper sustainment of life. But local doctors raised alarms about the bill's reach. Dr. Thomas Shea, founder of the Shea Clinic, criticized the legislation as a power grab, pointing to COVID-19 emergency powers.
She's asking actually is we've already experienced that during COVID, and she's asking for those powers again, and actually maybe even further than that.
He also noted the measure's broad definition of emergencies.
Page 3 actually is another excuse for power grab, and it states that hey, we have a national shortage. We have, need to recruit, and this is why we need to have emergency power for the governor so she can license, she can waive fees, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There is a national shortage, but I don't see any governors across the country, even in Hawaii, that's asking for these powers like this.
Dr. Hoa Nguyen, founding member of the American Medical Center, warned the bill could lead to Pandemic 2.0, allowing the government to move private medical staff to other facilities as it sees fit. He recalled the governor's request during COVID-19 to send his clinic staff to assist public health.
The governor, remember, she called and she said, can we move some of your physician staff and your nursing staff to public health to help them? I say, no, we cannot. We have our practice. We rather serve the people of Guam and stay in our clinic to do that.
Meanwhile, some lawmakers argued emergency powers may be necessary to prevent further collapse at GMH. On the measure, Senator William Parkinson.
So if we do not give the governor these emergency powers, what do we do? Do we do a suite of powers lesser than this so that we give her the tools that she needs, but not as much tools to make us uncomfortable? Our only public hospital is, I wouldn't even say dying. I would say that hospital is dead. And we are living off the corpse of what was once our public hospital.
Parkinson said that while it has been the mission of many administrations before this one to repair GMH and build a new hospital,
the thing that has stopped them is we did not have the seed money to do something like that. The conditions were not there to be able to fund something like this. But now we do.
Other concerns focus on the bill's lack of expiration or independent oversight, raising questions about the balance between executive power and legislative authority. Attorney General Doug Moylan and Senator Jesse Lujan encouraged collaboration over confrontation, suggesting a roundtable discussion between the governor, legislature, and the AG's office to establish collective priorities. For lawmakers, the debate is about how much authority one branch should hold during a crisis. For Guam Memorial Hospital, it's about survival, whether relief comes now or waits years for a new facility. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Guam's top leaders are calling on Washington to take swift action on the island's missile defense plans. Congressman James Moylan and Governor Lulian Guerrero sent a joint letter to Secretary of War Pete Hegseth urging the reconvening of an economic adjustment committee. They say the unprecedented scale of the Enhanced Integrated Air and Missile Defense Project requires an interagency response to minimize negative effects on the community. The letter cites past success with Camp Law's construction when an EAC helped coordinate agencies and address local impacts. Guam's leaders say the same proactive approach is needed now, especially as the island braces for the demands of military expansion and national security readiness. To view the letter in its entirety, go to KUAM.com. A Superior Court judge has dismissed attempted murder, kidnapping, and aggravated assault charges against Jeremy Mo Pangilinan without prejudice, meaning the case can still be revisited. Judge Maria Senzon granted prosecutors' request Monday, confirming the charges are now consolidated into a separate felony case being handled by Judge Alberto Tolentino. Pangilinan, who did not appear in court, is facing 11 criminal cases tied to shootings, carjackings, and weapons offenses. The dismissed charges stemmed from an April attack on Michael Bloss, in which Pangilinan was charged alongside his siblings. One brother has already been found guilty. Prosecutors say the consolidation streamlines the proceedings. Pangilinan's remaining charges include terroristic conduct, firearm possession, and drug possession. 2 inmates accused of attacking a corrections officer at the Department of Corrections will face trial next month. On Monday, Superior Court Judge Vernon Perez confirmed jury selection will begin October 3rd for Brian Joseph Guerrero and Francis Jerome Taisacan. Both men asserted their right to a speedy trial. According to court documents, 2 inmates allegedly restrained and tackled a corrections officer during a head count inside Post 18 last month. The officer was prevented from calling for backup before the men eventually released him and fled. Taisacan already serving 20 years for a 2019 home invasion, and Guerrero, who is set to be released in January, now faces charges of assault on a police officer, felonious restraint, and obstructing governmental functions. Attorneys argued the incident had already been addressed internally by DOC, but prosecutors say administrative matters. The case returns to court September 30 for final preparations. A man facing more than 26 years in prison is out on a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. 26-year-old Cameron Edward Pruitt Tenorio was charged with multiple counts, including aggravated assault and theft, after police say he attacked 2 men inside Tumon bars last February. According to a magistrate's complaint, surveillance video shows Pruitt Tenorio throwing a pool ball directly at one victim, then repeatedly striking another while on the ground. Jewelry and accessories worth more than $10,000 were also taken during the assault. Both men suffered facial injuries. Meantime, Pruitt Tenorio was arrested early Sunday morning after police responded to a disturbance at Park Arcade in Tumon, where he allegedly became belligerent and aggressive with officers. Time for a quick break, but coming up, we take a look at national headlines. You're watching KUAM.
Get ready, Guam! Kmart's turning the big 3-0, and this anniversary celebration is bigger than ever. Free prizes, big raffles, hot deals, oh, the party's everywhere at Kmart. From pantry staples to daily essentials, save big with new low prices. And with surprises popping up throughout the store, there's always something to make you say, oh! Kmart Guam, celebrating 30 years with savings, surprises, and fun for everyone. Oh, it's on, Guam.
Sometimes parenting can be hard. What should I be doing? The Guam Early Learning Council includes partners who can provide you with early childhood services and supports. We are here to assist. For resources and information, simply call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays. Early connection can change everything.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Welcome back to Primetime. Tonight with new developments in the investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination and the man accused of killing him, pictured here in new images. Utah's governor telling NBC News the suspect had been living with a transgender partner and that while the roommate is cooperating with police, the suspected shooter is not ahead of a court hearing this week. Tonight, thousands attending vigils to remember Kirk, including in Washington, and some NFL teams holding moments of silence before games today. With new questions now around security days after the shooting, and in Washington, some of the nation's top Republicans attending a memorial service for Kirk tonight, even as the spotlight intensifies on security for government officials in the wake of Kirk's assassination.
Tonight, new insight into murder suspect Tyler Robinson. Authorities telling NBC News the 22-year-old is now on a special watch status and under close supervision inside Utah County Jail.
The suspect has not been cooperating so far.
On Meet the Press, Utah's governor said Robinson's former roommate is helping investigators, adding the two were in a romantic relationship.
We can confirm that that roommate is a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female. I will say that that person has been very cooperative with authorities.
The governor adding the roommate had no idea Robinson was planning an attack on conservative activist Charlie Kirk. A federal official tells NBC News there's not a solid understanding of whether there's any connection between that relationship and the shooting. Kirk open on his views critical of both transgender people and trans rights. Investigators say the suspect told his family he didn't like Kirk or his viewpoints.
According to family and people that we're interviewing, he does come from a conservative family, but his ideology was very different than his family.
State charges are expected to be filed against the suspect on Tuesday. In Arizona, Turning Point USA, the conservative organization Kirk co-founded, is now planning a massive memorial. The event next Sunday at Arizona's State Farm Stadium, expecting to draw President Trump.
I'm going to be going to Charlie's, I guess you'd call it a funeral. There's the small one. I said, can we do the big one? Because we're going to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is a big deal.
More tributes appearing nationwide. On NFL Sunday, several teams honoring Kirk before kickoff.
All the darkness.
And in Phoenix,
we pray that Charlie Kirk's life will be celebrated today.
Kirk's church remembering his impact, calling his life a testament to unwavering conviction, and even sharing an AI-generated message of Kirk himself from beyond the grave.
Don't waste 1 second mourning me. I knew the risks of standing up in this cultural moment, and I'd do it all over again.
Back in Utah,
there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain. Not just me, but the whole world.
On the campus where he witnessed the shooting from mere feet away, Skylar Baird is refusing to live in fear, standing by what he believes in.
You feel, in a way, emboldened.
Oh, 100%. 100%, 1,000%. We're here to challenge our ideas and to learn from one another so that we can find truth. And I believe that truth, obviously, to be with God.
Tonight, growing security concerns following the assassination of Charlie Kirk, with the White House and lawmakers seeking to bolster protections for officials. House Speaker Mike Johnson describing the fear among members of Congress.
Yeah, well, I've been talking with a lot of them over the last few days about that and trying to calm the nerves, to assure them that we will We will make certain that everyone has the level of security that's necessary.
The Trump administration now requesting an additional $58 million from Congress for security to protect the executive and judicial branches, a leadership aide confirmed to NBC News. And tonight, House Democrats holding a virtual briefing to discuss member security. What's the mood like among you and your colleagues when you think about safety in this moment?
Well, I think we're all concerned about safety. When Charlie Kirk was shot, I said to somebody immediately, that could be you or me.
Meanwhile, FBI Director Kash Patel facing new questions over his handling of the shooting of Kirk. Late yesterday, Patel posting online, against all law enforcement recommendations, we demanded the video footage and enhanced stills of the suspect be released to the public. But this morning, Utah Governor Spencer Cox saying this.
We certainly never recommended against that. This was a co-lead operation. So the FBI was co-lead with the state. We worked very closely together.
The statements coming after Patel faced several days of criticism, including on the day of the shooting, when he posted online that the subject in Kirk's killing was in custody, then posted the person had been released. A senior White House official telling NBC News that President Trump continues to have confidence in Patel.
Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job.
Meanwhile, in the last week, several people, including service members, college professors, and employees at companies like Microsoft and Delta, have been reprimanded and in some cases fired for online posts seen as mocking or condoning the murder of Kirk.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is meeting with Israeli officials following the strike inside Qatar last week. As CBS's reports, this comes as President Trump wrote a letter to NATO members about the war in Ukraine, urging them to stop the purchase of Russian oil.
The Israeli military struck more targets inside Gaza this weekend as Secretary of State Marco Rubio arrived in Tel Aviv Sunday, where he is set to meet with Israeli officials about the ongoing war against Hamas. On the agenda, discussion about Israel's strike in Qatar targeting Hamas officials last week.
I was very unhappy about the way that went down.
Our relationship with Israel is going to remain strong, and sometimes, things happen or come up in those relationships that perhaps you're not 100% aligned with or what have you, but it's not going to change the nature of our relationship with the Israelis, but we are going to have to talk about it.
The visit by Secretary Rubio comes as President Trump wrote a letter to NATO over the war between Ukraine and Russia, writing the alliance must agree to place major sanctions on Russia and stop buying Russian oil. As you know, NATO's commitment to win has been far less than 100%, and the purchase of Russian oil by some has been shocking. On Friday, Trump previewed what additional sanctions on Russia could look like.
Well, it'll be hitting very hard with sanctions to banks and having to do with oil and tariffs also.
Closer to home, CBS News has learned the Trump administration is sending a $58 million request to Congress to increase security for members of the executive and judicial branches in light of the assassination of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk. Kirk is set to be laid to rest next Sunday in Arizona. President Trump said he plans to attend. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
We'll be back in a moment.
It's happened. The gold mine of McDonald's chicken has been struck. Added to your snack wrap and McCrispy and made for dipping. It's special edition gold sauce. It's happened. The gold mine of McDonald's chicken has been struck. Added to your snack wrap and McCrispy and made for dipping. It's special edition gold sauce.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years. and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Go left. Better? Go right. How about now? Still nothing. Uh-oh.
Tired of unreliable satellite internet? Switch to GTA Air Fiber. Faster and more affordable than Starlink. Get blazing speeds up to 500 Mbps for just $70 a month with no equipment to buy, free professional installation, and Plume Home Pass Wi-Fi included. Built for Guam, backed by award-winning local support. GTA Air Fiber. Ditch the dish and make the switch.
Get a taste of every village, an amazing lineup of local chefs creating incredible dishes using fresh local produce grown close to home. It all happens Wednesday, September 17 at the Hyatt Regency Guam. Here's Jason Salas and Guam food guy Ken Stewart.
Hafide, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and you know, I've been looking forward to this interview about Maila Tafanchesa because I love food. I love the fact that our culture is so involved in the culinary arts, and we've got some amazing chefs here. Most of all, I have not seen my good friend Ken Stewart in many a moon. So Ken, man, you have been involved with this. The Guam food guy.
Yeah.
He's old school. He's been doing this
OG.
a long time.
Yeah.
And he's OG, yeah. So you and your friends with the Micronesian Chefs Association, among any more organizations, including UOG this time, because we're putting on this amazing celebration of food preparation, of plating, you know, the whole range, and we're emphasizing sustainability.
Sustainability is the key word. As a matter of fact, the aquaculture that we'll be using as far as the fish that they're preparing will be, you know, created and handled differently than anyone's ever tried before. We have chefs that are doing recipes on that everyone's going to have something different take on it. You're going to say, what am I eating? It's so good. You know, you're going to find that out.
Okay, as someone who is an expert in anything that has to be cooked, prepared, you know, served and everything, what is the flavor profile difference, if any, you know, between aquaculture fish, and these, you know, these are done right here on island, and, you know, traditional fish that are caught in the ocean?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't really, there isn't much to differentiate because, you know, you have how you prepare it, you cook it, you season it. I mean, there's going to be different ways that, you know, Peter Duenas can make something like octopus tanaktak, which you've never had before, which is so good over there. And you're saying, wow, Chamorro dish done with this, with creative. So I can't tell you, because you can't tell it. This fish was from this fish pond over there. This fish is a white fish, white meat fish. And so, I mean, you've got things that people do with basa that are really quite good, and you'll find some new ways to cook food. And so that's one of the key items there. But more than that, you have all the different local produce items that are going to be integrated, because they have to make an appetizer, a beverage, and a main dish. And that's what they have to do.
So it's a full meal.
Oh yeah, you're going to get a meal. You're going to get wine. You're going to get whole cheese area table set up by MBI. They've done a great job with their cheeses. And so this, to me, one of the key things I want to bring up, though, more important, is the young people, the young students, the culinaries at GCC, the ProStart students. This is the first year we have a team from ProStart as part of one of the competitors, one of the groups that's going to be setting up an event.
So they're going head to head with some of like the pros who've been doing this for literal decades at.
Exactly.
You know, they may have cooked in the military before, where they're serving meals for, you know, 600 people a pop. They're working in the hotels right now.
Right.
Oh wow, they're running their own restaurants, and you got kids going right at them.
I've watched them evolve. I've been a part of this from the very beginning when Barry Mead got things started with ProStart program here on Guam, and so to see the development, I'm so proud of all these young kids who now are, like you said, chefs at hotels, pastry chefs, sous chefs. And they're just running around with their uniforms on, all authoritative and knowledgeable. And we're proud to have them. Everybody, we're so proud of them. And so they're going to help us with this entire event. We have a Tabasco competition. We'll be judging upstairs before the event actually starts. So there'll be some results for that.
Okay, now real quick, because we're just coming off the Doni Festival in Manila, right?
Yes.
When it comes to the Tabasco competition, what are the criteria by which, you know, Tabasco is
Well, Tabasco has to be used.
Okay.
It has to be used, and every competitor will have the Tabasco to put in their ingredients, and they have to be able to have it accentuate. So you're judging it, you got to be able to taste the Tabasco. That's one of the key things. The Doni Festival's got so many different varying levels of heat and spice and combinations. You know, you can't really always tell. But you know what's really hot. You know, you want to know what pica is. You know, so if your palate.
Because anybody can douse half a bottle of Tabasco on any dish, and you know, obviously there's Tabasco in it. You're looking for artistry, craftsmanship, creativity.
Other elements that are there, just as long as you can taste it. You'd be surprised though. Sometimes in judging, you can't always discern or taste the Tabasco, and that's where that's a failure right there. So you get deducted. We can't really. It's not really prominent. It's not really coming out. You don't want to overwhelm, but you want to be there so you have that noticeable. Because Tabasco's great. I have some in my office, you know, the bottle of Tabasco.
Everybody on Guam, every Guam agency I've ever been to, you know, you got all those file cabinets like accounts receivable, accounts payable, Tabasco.
Yep. So we have a lot of properties here. The Hyatt, of course, is where the event's going to be tomorrow night at 6 we start. And then, you know, we have Tsubaki, team from Tsubaki. We have a team from Dusit. We have Mezcla. Their team's going to be there. And then, you know, this is the first time for Primo Pizza Kaya.
Excellent.
So Dylan Saad.
Chef Dylan, yeah.
Chef Dylan is so amazing. If you've ever been to his, you got to go to his restaurant. That is an amazing place, experience.
Thanks so much, Jason Ken. More prime time in just a moment.
I thought you worked in his house.
Oh, I'm wherever he needs to fuel up. Oh, Cantina chicken burrito.
Thanks, Todd.
That's the way to do it.
You know what? Let me actually get something to wash that down with, please.
I got you.
Easy. Appreciate it.
You've made a powerful enemy, Todd.
I didn't mean.
Your search for unbeatable internet speeds is over. Visit Docomo Pacific today and sign up for as low as $60 a month so you can experience our fast, reliable internet speeds for yourself. Docomo Pacific, better together. Your search for unbeatable internet speeds is over. Visit Docomo Pacific today and sign up for as low as $60 a month so you can experience our fast, reliable internet speeds for yourself. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Half a day. My name is Aina Lee from the Korean Association of Guam. We are celebrating our Chuseok celebration in October, but we're doing it a little bit advanced on September 27 as a K-pop dance contest festival.
And we're using dance to lead into Chuseok, of course, the Korean Harvest Moon Festival.
Yes, we are inviting our famous K-pop dance performance from Korea. Hope you have good time to join us on September 27.
Happy day, everyone. I'm Kevin Shin, president of Korean Association. Let me introduce simply my association. My association was established in 1975, July. It's 50 years old. And then I was located in Order, Chalanpago. And our population...
KUAM used to be in Order too. Yeah, before we came to here to Harmon, we used to be in Order.
Yeah, all the Korean community people, approximately 6,000 people. We do on behalf of a Korean association, a Korean community. We're helping them whatever they need. We try our best. Yeah. We are also non-profit organization, so we just service for them.
And Kevin, I know Miss Aina has been a very, very dear friend to us here at KUAM. We love working with her because she's involved in, community service, education, bowling, food. And I think this is wonderful now that again, we use something that all people and all cultures love, which is dance, and everybody loves K-pop.
Yes. Yes, I wanted to share. I've been living in Guam for 43 years. I was born in Korea, but I've been made in Guam for 43 years. Guam is my heart. I wanted to share what I can do for anybody until my life is end. We are celebrating from the Korean Association of K-pop Dance Contest and Festival, the passion that we have from the young children and youth community to show their passion and support by the family to enjoy and celebrate our Chuseok celebration of Korean Association of Guam.
Okay, and this is going to be September 27th over at the Micronesia Mall in Dededo.
Yes,
who's coming out?
I'd like to shout out for Micronesia Mall of their big support of allowing us to use their center to do our festival. And I really appreciate their support and thank you.
So who's coming out from Korea, and what kind of K-pop stars do you have?
K-pop from One Text Entertainment. We have two groups. They are all the ladies that K-pop dancers. They're famous in YouTube, and they're a young generation that shows their passion to the world of K-pop.
Now, Ina, will you be dancing too?
I'm sorry, no, I won't be dancing, but I will be the MC.
And Kevin, the Korean Association of Guam is such a important organization, like here on island. Again, you do so many community service things when things go wrong, like natural disasters or storms or anything like that. The Korean Association is always one of the first to step up and say, like, we want to help too.
Yes. So with it's very important point. What we do Korean Association for the society, not only in Korean community in Guam, we also supporting and helping to Korean tourists here. Each time a lot of Korean tourists they visit Korea, the Guam, and for example, 28 years old Korean airline crash. It was big, great pain, right? At the time, so Korean Association helping a lot.
Yes.
That's the case. So we have to helping them. We just service everyone, not only for Korean Association member, only all the Korean people. They're helping.
Absolutely.
Them. That's the one of the reason that we are, staying, and then Korean Association. What the meaning? What you call it?
Support.
The support.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, I like to this today. I want to mention that why I'm hosting for my motivation for the hosting K-pop, because everyone who live in the Guam, like Korean, Shamor, Korean, Japanese, Philippine, everyone can come to join with us and fun show there together.
Yes.
And through this opportunity, and we are the one Guam.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's my point. Every year we have a Korean festival, the Korean Thanksgiving, which is the Chuseok. We do at the Ipaw Beach. But now I'm thinking, we are one of the group in the Guam society that we have to invite everyone who living in the Guam.
Yes.
So we share together.
Yes.
That's my meaning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ina, it's always about love.
Yes, Guam is multi-country people that are living in Guam. We have to share what we have. We're living in Guam as a Chamorro, Guamanians, so we wanted to make sure that we share with everyone.
Yes.
As you know, we have a Korean resident living in Guam for 5,000, and we have Mama Pop store owned by Korean 200 Mama Pop store owners. And we have a big society that we wanted to support. So whoever needs our help and support, please contact us. We're more than welcome to support what we can to our community of local.
All right. Well, thank you both, and God bless you both. And the Korean Association of Guam, as I said, it's one of our most favorite organizations, and we will see you there on the 27th at the mall.
Yes, thank you so much.
Here's a look at your world at home from Central Guam at this past weekend's Doni Festival in Mingilo.
New crafted flats from Pizza Hut are just $5 each till 5 p.m. Choose from 5 handcrafted recipes you won't want to share.
Mom!
And you don't have to. The new crafted flats, just $5 each till 5 p.m. and available till close, only at Pizza Hut.
Go on a journey to discover true health and wellness. At the Medical City, we bring you expert care, cutting-edge treatments, and personalized wellness programs. From wellness checkups to relaxation retreats, nurture your well-being in a place of healing.
explore the Philippines. Experience the medical city.
Half a day, everybody. You know I love shining the light on athletes, and we got so many here on the island and abroad. They call Guam home and everything like that. I got the best job in the world, man. And one of our very best in soccer, Kai Paul, whose hair is a little bit more poofier than I remember when he signed his letter of intent to play at St. Martin's College in Washington. So, Kai, good to catch up with you, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, so let's get the entire island up to speed. You know, it's not just a soccer loving community, but like everybody who watched you play, like at St. Paul and watched you, grow into a championship caliber player. So you're out there in St. Martin's University. What's going on with you right now? Have you declared your major?
Yeah, I have declared my major. Yeah, I'm a education major, secondary education major with a concentration in English. But yeah, it's going great. I'm going to my junior year, and my sophomore year athletically because I redshirted my freshman year. But yeah, it's going great. It's awesome.
Okay, so as being at a D2 school, right? What was the tempo change like? Because I remember when I interviewed you again at your signing ceremony, I was like, how, Guam athletes can be, like the top kid in their school or the top kid, like on the national team and everything like that. You go and play in a collegiate program and everything like that. It's on you to kind of like change your tempo, and you essentially like you learn the game all over again. Like, what was that transition like for you?
Yeah, it was definitely a reality check. I mean, like you're coming in thinking that you're, the best in your high school team, the best on your national team, stuff like that, but you come out here and everyone's the best on their high school team, and they're better than me, and they're older than me. I'm going against like 26-year-olds, as like an 18-year-old coming out of college, high school. And so it's a reality check, but it's a great experience, and I'm glad to like have gotten to play and gotten to like experience that like tempo and get used to it. And now I can say that I can like keep up and even be better than, these guys.
All right. And all the coaches over at the Guam Football Association, they all praised your ability to learn, to take what the instruction that they were giving you and immediately implement that into your game. But now with 2 years of college, even though you redshirted, how has your game changed in your estimation? Like in the way like you prepare, in the way that like you approach the game and the way you train?
Yeah, no, it's definitely like the more experience you get, you feel more comfortable on the ball. You feel confident in yourself. And so that's like one thing that like being able to be out here and adapting to that change and just kind of finding my footing and getting comfortable like that helped a lot. And like 2 summers in a row I haven't gone home. I've stayed out here and I've played for club teams here, and building connections and just continuously like being a student of the game. And so like to be able to like stay here and stay away from family and friends and just focus on trying to be the best player that I can, like it's a sacrifice, but it's paying off. So
How was it like for you, because soccer is such a running sport, obviously, but going to a different climate? Because some people say breathing this hot, dense, Guam air actually makes our cardio systems and our lungs like stronger when you go out to like a place where it's just raining all the time, like Washington State.
Yeah, no, it was definitely like once it starts getting cold, I was struggling. I'm like the one guy keeping a sweatshirt on 24/7. They're like, "Why do you have that on?" It's like this is nothing compared to Guam. But yeah, I mean, now I'm used to it. But yeah, initially it was really hard. Like I was freezing. I didn't own any jeans. No pairs of pants, nothing. I was just coming out with my shorts and my flip flops. So.
Do you play the same position that you did like in high school? Because some athletes when they go off to college, have growth spurts, or they take to different positions better. I know some guys that were playing strikers, and when they played in college, they moved them over to goalkeeper. Are you in the same role?
Yeah, I am in the same role. I play like outside back, but sometimes I go up as a winger or a wing back. So I'm still on that wide channel, but yeah, same position.
Mm-hmm. And then tell me about your club experience and everything like that, because you're traveling all over the place. And as we're recording this, you're getting ready to ship out to Abu Dhabi for competition and everything. So like, what is playing at that level meant for your game?
Yeah, obviously, an honor to go represent the island of Guam again in another tournament. I leave tomorrow morning. But yeah, like I meet all these high caliber players, these high caliber coaches, and I play with these club teams over the summer. And it's just like a different level than like Guam clubs. Like it's you're traveling to all these different states and all these different cities and like playing all these players who are the best at what they do in their area. And so it's a great experience, and like it's another challenge, and it's awesome to like be able to experience that.
What did your teammates, even like some of the coaches and some of the fans and like your classmates in St. Martin's, what did they ask about Guam? Because I mean, we always get that, right? They're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of the main ones is like, what language do you speak? Or like, are there, they ask all these questions like, are there planes? Are there like, how do you get out of the island? And it's like, but it's all the original.
Do you sacrifice your virgin to the fire god up in the volcano and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, but it's nice. We just got 2 new freshmen in our class, and both of them are from Guam. So now I'm not the only one. There's 3 of us now. So
very nice. Okay, yeah. So now as kind of like like as a vet on the team, how do you plan on like mentoring those guys and people that grew up in the same streets that you did? How do you plan on taking them under your wing?
Yeah, kind of just using the experiences that I've been through. Like I was in their shoes, coming from Guam to this big, giant state. And, so I'm just kind of helping them, telling them what's important, what helped me and what didn't help me and stuff like that. So I just feel like it's important that I can like pass down like knowledge and like experiences and stuff like that.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
In this week's Giving Every Tuesday, 2 community partners came together with a mission to empower women and give hope where it's needed most. It's called Bloom with Kindness, a first-time partnership between GTA Gives and the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce's Fanatu Famalawan. The goal? To collect feminine and hygiene products for women at the Ali Shelter of Guam. Michelle Cadahay Perez is with GTA.
When we decided to pick a nonprofit organization, it made sense for us to support Ali Shelter because they are an empowered partner of GTA. We provide them full telecom services at all of their shelters.
Survivors of domestic violence often arrive with little more than the clothes on their backs. These small necessities, overnight pads, body wash, deodorant, become symbols of dignity and strength. And to thank donors for their generosity, a coupon for a personalized wristlet offered at Fanatu Famalawan's activation, created in collaboration with the Girls Bar.
In return, they get a little coupon to get a free phone charm from the Girls Bar. So as I mentioned, we're not only supporting this nonprofit organization, but we're also supporting our local businesses. So special thanks to Celia and Haley from the Girls Bar.
For GTA, giving back is part of their DNA. From youth camps to school initiatives, GTA Gives is about building connections and helping communities grow. And the Women's Chamber continues to elevate that mission. Later this month, they'll host Fanatu Famalawan 2025 in Bloom, the island's largest gathering of women leaders, professionals, and entrepreneurs. A sold-out summit at the Hyatt Regency Guam, bringing together more than 300 women to share ideas and fuel growth. Whether through everyday giving or empowering women on stage, these 2 organizations are proving that kindness blooms, and when it does, the whole island grows stronger. All donations directly benefit the women and families at the Ali Shelter, offering not just support, but a reminder that our island community stands with them every step of the way.
I just want to thank the Women's Chamber of Commerce and the Fanatu Famalawan team for allowing all our women to come together to inspire and empower. In this day and age, we need to lean on each other and also inspire each other to continue to do good. I mean, in our space and community, we always thrive on just giving back. And so just allowing more women to take part in our initiatives and being a part of the bigger picture really just allows us and just makes us thankful for all the work that we do as a community. And once we come together, I feel like just things on this island just get better.
With this week's Giving Every Tuesday, Jonah Goncharfis, KUAM News.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love.
And still to come, birthday shoutouts.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas, and the Guam Army National Guard. Live here, serve here.
Okay, my friends, we are back, and this is, of course, the segment that we call News Bites, right? We present information to you. If you have any community events, please let us know, because that is what we do here. We let the people know, and all you got to do, if you're sitting out there in TV land watching or on YouTube, make sure that you find out how to get involved and then get involved. It's that simple. All right, and we have some amazing community events and a football game coming up for next week. So here we go. First off, LifeWorks. This is an amazing, amazing annual candlelight memorial service, and this is the 21st time our island community is doing it. Please make sure to check it out, because there is mass that will be held by Father Ryan Jimenez, the most reverend, Archbishop Ryan Jimenez. His Excellency will be holding mass downtown at Cathedral. That's going to be on the 27th, Saturday. The time for the actual candlelight memorial is 8 to 10. And of course, we do this because September is Suicide Awareness Month, and we do this this amazing, wonderful, and very, very meaningful candlelight vigil to honor those that we have lost by suicide. All right, what else is coming up is the coastal cleanup, and we've been telling you about this continually because it's very, very important. And we as Guamanians, it's up to us to make Guam look beautiful. And so we want to invite you and implore you, right? And we've been saying, if you're a student, you need service learning, this is a great way for you and your student organization, your class, your school, your team, your group, your club. Please come out, because the 20th is coming up really fast, guys. Really, really fast, as in this Saturday. So we will see you there. Showtime is 6:30 a.m., as you see there in the fine print, for most sites, all right? So all over Guam, there's a lot of coasts to clean up, there's a lot of parks, there's a lot of beaches. Guam needs us to make her look absolutely beautiful, and I know you guys are going to come through, so thank you very much for registering and for showing up. All right, not just for students, for anybody, any organization. All right, the Zombie Run is something where you can have a lot of fun, and you can help provide for children who are in underprivileged situations. That's what the Children's Arc is all about, and this is the 4th time we are having the Zombie Run. It's at Leo Palace, and Leo Palace just had an amazing 2K, 5K, half marathon this past weekend. That helped Make-A-Wish. This, too, goes to help some amazing island kids. So make sure to register there, because there is face painting, there's a haunted house, there's a costume contest. Again, I want you guys to DM us here at KUAM News on Instagram and let us know what you think the most popular holiday costume is going to be. I'm still saying Pikachu, right? You can't lose with Pikachu. And you can't lose by participating in the Zombie Run, because you're going to get exercise, you're going to have fun, you're going to help some amazing kids. Thank you to our friends at the Children's Arc, and you're going to have a blast. And the social media opportunities, they're off the charts, all right? Also, off the charts is the game of the week if you're a big football fan. What do we got? Okay, KC. I believe that Travis Kelce may be wearing a engagement ring, from what I heard, on like a cajillion different URLs, but KC is traveling to the city that never sleeps. They are going to the Big Apple, and they are going to take on the G-Men, the New York Giants. Kind of rebuilding, kind of, not quite. Russell Wilson's up there now doing his big thing in the Empire State, but Kansas City, always dangerous. Their defense is really, really good. What's going to happen with their receiver core? You know, there's maybe some discussions about Tyreek Hill maybe going back to KC, where he won his first Super Bowl ring. His only Super Bowl ring. So make sure to check that out, because that is going to be live on KUM TV8, and you'll be able to watch on Peacock. All right, birthday time, so let's get to that right now.
Happy happy birthday, and sorry about the rain. But you know, it was a nice day today. Otherwise, you know, the grass appreciates it on the 16th of September this year, a Tuesday. So happy birthday. Belated birthday wishes going out to Grace. Your friends and family say we hope you had a great one. Maria D. Mesa, otherwise